Thank you very much for watching this video. Before we begin, I wanted to include a disclaimer, as I include in my about section as well as in the description of this video. All of my readings are for entertainment purposes only. They are never, ever meant to diagnose, treat, or otherwise have any influence upon your own medical issues or situations that you may have. I always encourage everyone to make their own sound decisions, including legal matters, financial matters, and every other matter in your own life. These are for entertainment purposes only. As these are general tea leaf readings, again, it makes sense, therefore, that some of this information will resonate with you and some of it may not. You may find that some applies and some doesn't. That is completely normal and to be expected, as these are general tea leaf readings. So again, take what you will and leave what you don't, and simply enjoy your reading and hope that you find it informative and insightful. Thank you. Hello, my name is Sarah, and thank you so much once again for joining me this week. This is a general tea leaf reading for the week of October the 10th, 2022. So let's see what the universe wants us to know this week. Tea leaves are referencing a relatively quiet start to the week. For yourself and your own experience, things may be relatively quiet, calm, nothing really too much is happening. Things are relatively steady. There may possibly be some frustration on your part because you want things to get going a little bit more. So it really could be an and or situation where things are calm and clear and quiet, as I say to my clients, and you're happy with that, and or you want things to get moving. However, overall, it does not appear to me that this week is going to be quiet by any means. It's just that it starts off like that. It does appear to me very clearly that there's going to be certainly one main event or situation shown by the tea leaves here and here. There is a fair amount of clear space around the sides, which you can see as well. In other words, use your time wisely. You are going to have enough time to focus on what does need to be focused on this week, as referenced by the tea leaves here and in the main event or situation that I just indicated, which is actually located right in this area here. You will not be pulled in 10 different directions. You may be pulled in maybe 3 or 4 or 5, but not 10. So even though it's going to be a relatively busy week, you are going to have enough time to complete everything that you need to do. It's just that it's more of a time management situation, perhaps more than anything. Let's begin by looking at this main eventer situation. I do have the cup tilted up a little bit, so hopefully you can see the tea leaves better. There's quite a lot happening. Now, I would say that in regards to this individual scenario or circumstances or situation, we are going to be having enough time to complete everything that we need to do with it. That's in regards to it, that's involved with it. However, it is going to be a lot happening all at once, and there are going to be various things taking place, again, also at the same time. Overall, there is absolutely and definitely a sense of, or a feeling or experience of things picking up speed, and it may seem like things aren't really related in regards to it. However, as the situation unfolds, they're really going to make more sense. Things are going to come together. You're really going to see and understand and comprehend and have that greater awareness of how things really are connected and directly related with each other in terms of this one set of circumstances. You're receiving a lot of good things, as referenced here by this upside down triangle. Now, I know people, again, have different meanings for different images. It's completely fair. However, for myself, whenever I see an upside down triangle, it represents the feminine. Very good things that we are going to be receiving this week as the situation unfolds. In terms of timing, approximately Monday to Thursday. Likely there are 3 individual aspects or scenarios or things that are involved in this scenario that you are receiving that are very, very positive. One of them is more significant than the others, and you are going to have to work a little bit more harder or put in a little bit more effort to receive whatever that is regarding. One of them is absolutely related to unconventional stability. It's unique. This helps to bring about a sense of protection, as well as possibly some kind of new beginning, some form of transformative process, a new start, positive changes. We have another very large happy face here. There's an eye, and a happy smile. This tea leaf here indicates that one of the very first things that takes place this week, and yes, you can see that one of the tea leaves fell, it dried and it fell. That's okay. Moving on. Unconditional love, support, loyalty, commitment, protection, guardianship, companionship, as well as a new creative project, a new beginning. Now, this may be referencing a pregnancy, a creative project that is starting. This is also related to a very positive piece of news, referenced here by a triangle here, here, and here, the 3 points. This individual tea leaf here, to me, represents a dragon, which for myself is like a knight in shining armor times a 10 or times 100 or times 1,000. An intense, unconditional love, support, loyalty, and protection. There are very positive things happening. It's almost like we have small wins, and every single thing is creating this wonderful scenario of us receiving very, very, very good things, even though it just seems a little odd or a little off. The energy this week may just seem a little bit sporadic. But you can see here that there's also a triangle referenced here, here, and here. There's triangles throughout this entire event or situation, which for myself, I'm very excited and very happy to see. It means that amazing things are happening, as well as stability. Another aspect involved this week is intense and incredible protection around abundance and or finances. And I say that because we are receiving very good things related to this. We have a dragon, a squirrel, and or a dog, depending on how you look at the tea leaf, and a happy face. This grouping here, a few different images. One of them is a heart, unconditional love, support, harmoniousness. It's a very loving scenario. A new idea that has not yet happened, but it is being contemplated. This is a new beginning, a new opportunity. Organization, having things organized, getting things tidied up. There is a helpful individual involved. This is likely a man who has a prominent nose, and surprises are involved. This involves a Leo connection and or a new opportunity, winter connection. I know it may sound rather vague. I'm saying those 3 scenarios because if you look here, there are dots of tea which are creating a rectangle here. So there is unconventional stability involved. However, there are 2 dots here. So it is a version of an outline of the sign of Leo, also the Big Dipper, depending on how you look at it or your interpretation of that. 3 different ways that could be referencing or 3 different meanings that may be applicable. Take that as you will. This helpful individual with a prominent nose is also Leo or has a Leo-like connection. Property may be involved, and if so, it is likely a taller building. Something is not quite clear yet regarding it. However, things are mostly in place or decided upon. When this scenario concludes around Thursday, there is likely some deliberation or communication regarding it about the next steps. Regarding this group here specifically, there are 2 aspects involved which do come about or become known as it unfolds and or when it concludes. However, this all does result in unconventional stability. This does take place as these other tea leaves are being presented in terms of timing. There is absolutely a new creative project and or a pregnancy of some kind. So there is something new that is beginning. Looking at this tea leaf here, it is presenting as a child. This entire scenario does bring about a huge opportunity, a new beginning that we physically see with in front of our eyes, as referenced by the large archway facing this way. For myself, this does represent, like I just said, a new beginning, a new opportunity. This is huge. I'm actually very excited about this. I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit here by looking into the base. However, I am following this line of events or situations here. So just wanted to continue that line. Looking here, yes, we do have another triangle. It is inverted, so we are receiving very good things. This is heading into Friday, into the weekend, and into next week. This specifically is referencing a helpful individual who is a woman or a young girl. They actually may have a red tint to their hair or an auburn color or brown. Likely this is regarding finances as well as possibly going for whatever it is that you want. Fearlessness, achieving whatever it is that you want to achieve, going forward, taking a leap of faith, feeling almost maybe perhaps even a renewed sense of vitality, a life force. There is also another helpful individual as the letters V and or E in their name, which you can see here. And the E is on the side. There may be 4 trips that you're experiencing this week, likely Wednesday to Friday. The later one is absolutely more defined, clear, and obvious, maybe a bit more significant to you, while the other, referenced by these leaves here, is less significant or important. This one is comprised of 3 different parts or sections. They are all related to each other. So if it's maybe 3 individual trips, however, likely it is 1 trip comprised of 3 different sections. New beginning, there may be Cancerian connection. There's a lot of good things on the way here. There's a person, place, or thing with the letter L involved, which you can see here. There are a lot of triangles in this situation. Here and here, you can see 2 archways facing to the right. So for myself, this does mean a new beginning of some kind. 2 new opportunities that are associated with this trip or this event or situation. It is very happy. We feel maybe a little bit cheeky about it. There is a person, place, or thing, likely an individual, with the letter T in the name regarding this. There may be an opportunity that is being contemplated or presented. and then it actually takes place, or there may be an opportunity that is being presented or discussed, as well as another opportunity that is blatantly obvious and happening and presenting itself. So there may be like one that transfers into an actual scenario that happens, or there may be two that are happening when it's being discussed and one is actually taking place. So there's a couple different ways that we could look at this. But regardless, it is very good, much as we have already seen. There may also be a property that is related to this. So I would say, from based on what I'm seeing, a property may not be the right one that you're looking for, or it may not be the right time. Always, again, use your own discernment. I'm just saying what I'm seeing. Unconventional stability and two separate documents. One which really has or employs an analytical turn of mind. There really does appear to be quite a lot of communication, discussions, thoughts, and ideas being discussed. We also have another letter L, larger one and a smaller one. Person, place, or thing with a letter L that is involved. A Cancerian connection, and things are happening quite quickly. There is a small reminder here for the importance of perception. Glass half full versus glass half empty form of thinking. Yes, acknowledge the truth and acknowledge what is happening and use your own discernment and make your own sound decisions accordingly. However, maybe also just a small reminder here, in addition to all of that, to always look at the bright side and see the silver lining in whatever is taking place. In my own opinion, when things happen that may not be the best scenario at the time for us, it is also a wonderful time to learn a lesson. It's presenting a wonderful lesson for us. Maybe even we attracted that into our own experience so that we can learn and benefit from that, and turning that, to sound cliche, negative into a positive. If you have felt like the past couple of weeks have been a little bit hard or sluggish for you, from what I'm seeing in the tea leaves here, this coming week, this week here, is going to be very exciting, quite interesting, and a lot of really good things on the way. It may not seem like there's a lot happening. There really are a lot of discussions and thoughts and ideas and conversations that may be taking place. However, as this week unfolds and concludes, this weekend heading into next week, it looks like things are very much clear to us, as presented very clearly, as you can also see by the tea leaves here in the base. One thing that I did not mention is this very obvious pen or pencil. There is an opportunity that is being presented here as this week concludes, likely between Wednesday to Friday, where there is a form of writing that involves a new beginning for us. There may be a conclusion. However, from what I am seeing, this does include a person, place, or thing, again with the letter L, a new project, a new beginning, a new creative venture, something new that you are creating, organizing, getting things straightened out, sorted out, and a helpful individual who, again, has light-colored hair. I know brown or auburn may not be light-colored, but it's a brown to reddish tint, maybe possibly blonde. Now let's take a quick look at this situation. Again, we have a very large triangle. Amazing things. This situation specifically involves a person, place, or thing with the letter T in their name, messages, news, and information, likely arriving by an electronic source, whether it be social media, phone call, text message, email, something along those lines. There is absolutely a helpful individual involved. It actually reminds me of that angelic figure that was presented in the tea leaf reading for this past week, as well as, again, a form of a messages. So it looks like we're having two pieces of news, information arriving that involves this helpful, angelic individual. The letter T is, like I said, absolutely involved. The situation also involves unconventional stability, a new beginning, and receiving very good things. You may notice that this tea leaf here did move. In its original position, I did see that it was either a happy face or a sad face, depending on how you looked at it, so I'll read it as it is right now. This is akin to the message that we received a few moments ago regarding perception. Here we have a sad face. However, if we were to turn the cup in its original position, it actually did create a happy face. I'm just saying that as a reminder. There are 5 scenarios being presented in here. One of them is the most significant, being shown here. Let's begin with this one. This grouping consists of someone riding what looks to be a deer, so swiftness of movement, action, momentum. There is a sweetness, a gentleness, maybe even compassion to this scenario, perhaps feeling that you are uninhibited, going for whatever it is that you want, no restrictions. There is likely an individual with the letter W in their name. There are 2 W's being presented here, and there are 3 specific opportunities that are apparent to us. One is maybe being discussed or being presented, however, to us at the time, going into next week, this weekend, heading into next week. However, there are three that are obvious and clear to us. This absolutely involves action, momentum. Scenario, we have someone who's dancing. Happiness, a sense of jubilation, freedom of movement and expression. This has been shown before in here, and now we're seeing it again. There is a woman involved in this scenario who has brown to auburn colored hair. One other note, this first grouping here does indicate a partnership. So I meant to mention that as well. Back to this grouping. It's also indicating stability. A new opportunity is being contemplated. It's almost like again, we're feeling cheeky. We can see a winking eye, closed eye, and a smiling mouth. We are feeling very good about this scenario. There also may be a letter U in this lady's name. There's also organization, things being tidied up. This lady likely has a letter E in her name. Somehow connected with her, there is a darker skin toned, or even certainly hair color, man involved. The letters C and or E are involved. Abundance and or finances are being indicated with the scenario that she is representing. And now let's move over to this scenario. This situation involves possibly a French or Parisian connection. Harmoniousness, love, compassion, companionship, love, loyalty, guardianship, partnership, further learning, wisdom, possibly involving the writing of a book or teaching of course, as well as momentum. We certainly have a happy face being presented here. We have one here, and we also have one here. Again, whatever is happening, we are feeling very good. This is very, very, very positive. Here in this grouping, very clearly we have a partnership that is beginning to take form. The prize is involved. If you were wondering about your love life, this may be answering your question right here. There does appear to be a very harmoniousness relationship, a very positive romantic relationship. It is specifically showing a woman with that, again, that brown auburn colored hair. Now I know the tea leaves are brown colored, but still they do have some different color tones. Getting things organized, which is another theme this week, is connected with her. This partnership appears to be loving and harmonious. And there is, especially with her, a feeling of her coming into her own. She's standing in her power. So the woman in that relationship, in this partnership being shown, is really standing in her own authority. She has firm boundaries. She's feeling happy, confident, and very self-assured. She knows exactly what she wants, and she's going for exactly what she wants. She's standing her ground. Nothing is inhibiting her in any way, shape, or form at all. And now moving into this scenario, there are people dancing. There is a sense of jubilation, celebration, and happiness. Person, place, or thing, at least one individual, with the letter H in their name, which you can see here, and or the letter F, which you can see here. The letter M here. Abundance and prosperity, which results from going for whatever it is that you want to have. Feeling uninhibited, embracing life, living your life. There certainly is abundance related to this, as well as a new idea that these two individuals are contemplating. There's two people involved, and they're contemplating a new idea. There's likely a woman and a man, and they're thinking of an idea. They're really standing in their own power. We may even say that there is angelic help in the situation. The woman seems to be more clearly defined and standing in her power, perhaps more so than the man is in these leaves anyway. There is a person, place, or thing with a letter T. Again, the letter T involved here. Again, the theme of organizing, getting things tidied up, sorted out. There's also a version of the letter B. This may also be the number 6. It depends on how you look at it. So somehow the number 6 is involved in this situation. However, 6 is usually like coming together. Multiple opportunities being presented to us at this time as this event or situation unfolds. And when they do happen, it's like they are very obvious to us. They're not really being contemplated. It's really more like they are happening. Companionship, loyalty, protection, guardianship, compassion, new beginnings, creative projects, new opportunities that are being formed from that, especially regarding the letter F. This does appear to be a dog as well as a bunny, but it also does appear to be an angel. The head bent down and the wings at the back, and like they're holding a book or praying. Again, as in last week, there is angelic help that is being presented in the tea leaves. So you could interpret this a couple different ways. One meaning perhaps is that this is indicating that there is angelic divine assistance present in this scenario, and or this can also serve as a reminder to all of us to ask for angelic help whether that would be through you visualizing it or asking your angels for more help or talking to Source Creator. Whatever works for you, whatever word or phrasing works for you or that you're comfortable with using. But maybe just a reminder that if you feel like you need to have a little bit more help or protection from Source Creator, from the angelic realm, by all means, go ahead and ask them. Again, I'm not telling you what to do. Always use your own discernment. However, it is always really nice to see that we do have angelic help as being shown in the tea leaves as a reminder. I know this reading was very much an information overload, so I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much again for watching. I genuinely do appreciate it. I really appreciate you taking your time out of your busy day to watch these videos. If you find this content helpful, please do consider subscribing if you haven't already, ringing that bell for future updates, and maybe even give this video a like and drop a comment in the comment section below. Thank you so much and having an amazing week ahead and an even better weekend and an even more amazing next week. Take care.